Welcome to Cheater Confessions. Let me take you through today's story. One that started with an unexpected early arrival and ended with a shattering of everything I thought I knew. I wasn't supposed to be home that early. A client canceled last minute due to some emergency, and honestly, I didn't mind. The roads were clear, and I figured I'd beat Amy home by an hour or two. Taking the residential shortcut near the park, just past the dog park, I noticed something strange. Amy's car, parked in a narrow, almost hidden curb cut behind thick hedges. It was an odd spot, tucked away where no one would usually notice. Then I saw her, Amy, sitting in the driver's seat, turned halfway toward the passenger side, speaking quietly to a man. My windows were up, hers cracked open, so they didn't see me. He was clean-cut, maybe my age or younger. She laughed at something, he said, not the forced kind of laugh, but the kind she used to give me before things became robotic between us. He briefly touched her shoulder, just enough to say they weren't strangers. Amy was supposed to be at work. She'd told me her day was packed with back-to-back meetings. Yet here she was, just 10 minutes from our house, with someone else. I didn't stop. I didn't honk. I just kept driving, pulled into our driveway, and acted like nothing had happened. Walking into the house, I dropped my keys as usual. The silence felt heavier this time, different somehow. I stood in the kitchen, staring out the window, trying to convince myself I was overthinking it. But deep down, I knew I wasn't. By the time Amy walked in, it was almost 7:30. She looked fresh, not rushed or stressed, and carried a paper bag. "Hey," she said, lifting it slightly. Picked up some Thai food, thought I'd beat traffic, and head home early. She kissed my cheek like she always did. "You didn't text," I said. "Yeah, sorry. My phone's been acting weird all day, no signal at that place." She held up the bag. "Hungry?" I nodded, helped unpack dinner, and we ate while watching TV. She talked about tight deadlines, last-minute reschedules, her voice smooth and practiced. If I hadn't known better, I might have believed her. But I did know better. After dinner, she left her phone charging on the nightstand, face down and locked. A few months ago, that wouldn't have meant much. But now, memories started flooding in. The time she accidentally brought home a second phone, claiming it was for testing a work app. The new perfume that wasn't hers. The secretive trips with vague schedules. And now, that hidden parking spot and the man I saw. I wasn't ready for lies yet. What I needed was clarity. The next morning, after Amy left for a supposed half-day at the office, I quietly called Noah. We'd known each other since college, and these days he worked in private security. I didn't need to explain much. He understood immediately. By that evening, I was driving across town to meet him. Noah had a discreet solution, a small GPS tracker that I could slip under Amy's trunk lining. "Won't interfere with anything," he assured me. "And you'll know exactly where she really is when her calendar and stories don't match." That night, Amy was cheerful. She made pasta, poured wine, and even asked if I wanted to look at flights for our postponed anniversary trip. It was like watching a carefully rehearsed play I'd seen 100 times before. Around 9:30, she took a long shower and left her phone on the nightstand. That's when I saw it. The screen lit up briefly with a message that tightened my jaw. I snapped a quick photo with my own phone. When she came out, hair still damp, she smiled and asked, "You okay? You're quiet tonight." "Yeah, just tired," I said. She didn't push. The next morning, Amy rolled her suitcase to the front door. "Headed to Houston," she said. "Should be back by tomorrow night." She moved down the hall, grabbing last-minute things, stalling without realizing it. I acted fast, popped the trunk, lifted the lining just enough, and slipped the tracker in place. Less than 20 seconds. I kissed her forehead like everything was normal and watched her leave. By noon, she texted, "Made it to the office. Driving down with Michelle soon. Wish me luck." But when I checked the tracker, it wasn't Houston she was headed to. She was moving west toward San Antonio. I stared at the blinking dot on my phone. Calm, focused. Whatever this was, I was going to see it through. By 2:15 p.m., the tracker stopped moving, pinging a boutique hotel just north of downtown San Antonio. Not the kind of place you stay for client meetings. I didn't hesitate. I got in the car and drove the 3-hour trip, which felt like 10. By the time I parked across from the hotel, the sun was setting. At 6:43 p.m., the doors opened. Amy stepped out, not alone. It was the same man I'd seen earlier, taller than me. His hand found the small of her back, like it wasn't the first time. She didn't flinch, just turned with him like it was nothing. They walked side by side toward a black Jeep, laughing naturally, comfortably, the kind of laugh she used to share with me, haunting in all the wrong ways. I raised my phone and snapped 3 photos, them walking, her laughing, and his hand resting on her lower back again. Then I started the engine, pulled out, and this time I didn't stop. I pulled up beside them. Tires squealed as I slammed on the brakes and jumped out. Amy's smile vanished like a switch flipping. "Brian," she said, startled. The man froze. I stepped toward them, fists clenched. "Houston, huh?" Amy backed up slightly, glancing at the man beside her. "I can explain." "Explain what?" I snapped. "That you lied to my face? That you're sneaking around with another man in a hotel while pretending to be in meetings?" The man raised his hands. "Hey, man, calm down." "Don't tell me to calm down." He moved between us, palm out like a crossing guard. But I didn't wait for him. I punched him hard across the jaw. He dropped instantly, no defense, just a loud, ugly thud. Amy screamed, "Brian, what the hell are you doing?" The man groaned on the ground. Amy dropped beside him, panicking, shaking him. "What's wrong with you?" I ignored her and said coldly, "When you get home, you'll have 1 hour to pack. After that, you're done. You're not stepping inside that house again." She looked stunned, opened her mouth to plead, but no words came. "I'm filing for divorce," I said flatly. "There's nothing left to say." Tears welled in her eyes. "Brian, please, we're done." I cut in. "You made your choice. Now live with it." She stayed crouched beside him, unsure what to do. I got back in my car, hands shaking but breathing steady, and drove away without looking back. That night, I sent her one message. "Come after 11. I won't be there. You have 1 hour." No reply. No calls. Good. I crashed at a friend's place and slept like I hadn't in weeks. The next day, when I returned, her car was gone. So were her clothes, the jewelry, makeup, her toothbrush, everything. But she left the wedding photo on the hallway table, the one we had framed for our 5-year anniversary. I picked it up, stared, then placed it face down. I called a locksmith that afternoon. The locks were changed. If she tried to come back, her keys would be useless. Later that day, I got a message from an unknown number. "Hi, Brian. My name is Naomi. Can we talk?" At first, I thought it was spam, but something calm and measured in the message made me reply. Her answer came quickly. "Tyler's my husband, the man you saw with Amy." I stared at my screen. Now it all made sense. Tyler, the man I'd punched outside the hotel, the one Amy had been sneaking around with behind my back. I responded, "Where and when?" We met at a quiet diner on the outskirts of town, sticky booths, old jazz playing softly through the ceiling speakers. Naomi wore a dark green sweater. No makeup, looked like someone who hadn't slept but still wanted to be taken seriously. "I've known for a while," she said, stirring her coffee. I just didn't have proof or courage. I didn't interrupt. I let her speak. They didn't even bother to hide it. Hotel bookings under company emails, late-night message logs. Naomi pulled out a manila envelope filled with emails, receipts, screen recordings. I kept it all, flipping to the contents. Every date, city, room confirmation matched. One blurry photo showed Amy and Tyler laughing through a car windshield. I started watching after he came home with a receipt from a boutique place in Austin. She said, "I never asked for an explanation. I just started documenting." She told me Amy and Tyler worked together, weren't just co-workers. I nodded slowly. They weren't. "Look," Naomi said, taking a breath, "I'm not here for revenge, but they work for the same company, right?" "They did. There's a no fraternization clause," she added. "If we file, they lose everything." I asked,